All right, let's take a journey together to the shores of West Africa. We're headed to a place where the rhythm of the waves, well, it tells a story. We're talking about Prampram Beach, one of Ghana's true coastal treasures. And you'll see, it's so much more than just a pretty picture. This place has a deep, vibrant soul. So let me ask you something. Are you searching for a real coastal getaway? I mean, not just another jam-packed beach, but a place where you can actually connect with the culture and, the world around you? Well, if that sounds like what you're after, then we need to talk about Prampram. It is pretty much the definition of a peaceful coastal escape. It's a spot that's famous for its seriously serene and inviting shores. The magic of Prampram is really in its simplicity. Just picture it, clean, pristine sands stretching out as far as you can see. And that's a huge nod to the local conservation efforts, by the way. You've got the gentle sound of calm waters. But here's the real kicker, the atmosphere. It's so much less crowded than other places. And that's exactly why it's such a favorite for anyone, locals, tourists, you name it, who's looking for some real peace and quiet. And you know what? It's super easy to get to. It's located just a short drive east of the capital, Accra, which makes it the absolute perfect retreat from all that city buzz. So whether you just want to kick back on the sand or go for a swim in that calm surf, Prampram is just the perfect spot for it. But okay, the sand and the water, that's only part of the picture. To really get what Prampram is all about, you've got to listen to the echoes of its past. This isn't just any shoreline. It's one with a deep, deep-rooted heritage. So what do I even mean by coastal heritage? Well, it's so much more than just dates and old facts. Think of it as this living, breathing mix of cultural traditions, the day-to-day rhythm of the community, and all the stories from the past that come together to give a place like Prampram its totally unique vibe. See, Prampram isn't just some isolated beach. It's a really vital piece of the entire Greater Accra coastline. We're talking centuries here. This place was a central hub for the Ga-Adengbe people. Their whole communities were built around fishing and the salt trade. Generation after generation of families have built their lives right here, weaving themselves right into the fabric of Ghana's history. And this quote, it just hits the nail on the head. The history here isn't locked away in some stuffy museum. No way. It's alive, right now in the small fishing villages all along the coast. These are communities that completely rely on the ocean. They're preserving these incredible ancient fishing techniques, things like seine netting launched from these amazing hand-carved dugout canoes. It's literally living history that you can go and see for yourself today. So, what does that all look like in the here and now? Well, that brings us right to life on the modern shoreline. And it's this really fascinating place where age-old tradition meets, modern-day tourism. This is where you see these two different worlds sharing one shoreline. And it just works. It's in perfect harmony. On one hand, you've got the pulse of tradition, right? You've got fishermen mending their nets. You can smell the fresh grilled tilapia and kenki from the local food vendors. And then on the other hand, you've got visitors just relaxing, families having picnics, people swimming in the water. It's just this beautiful, living example of how these two things can coexist. And this connection goes both ways. Tourism here isn't some separate thing happening on the side. It actually directly supports the local way of life. When you buy a snack from a food vendor or some fresh catch from a fisherman, you're creating this sustainable link. You're helping to preserve the very culture that makes Prampram so incredibly special in the first place. So when you put all of that together, it becomes really, really clear. Prampram is so much more than just a beach. A trip here is a genuinely educational and, honestly, a deeply cultural experience. Basically, a visit to Prampram gives you this rare, authentic look into the very soul of Ghana's coast. It's a place where you get to experience absolutely breathtaking natural beauty right next to the incredible cultural richness of the people who called this shore their home. So, if you want the complete Prampram experience, it's really a simple but powerful three-step journey. Step 1. Relax on that scenic coast. Step 2. Engage with the local community. And Step 3. Learn firsthand about Ghana's incredible living heritage. Relax, engage, learn. It really is that simple. And all of this leaves us with a final thought. A place like Prampram really shows us how nature, community, and history can all weave together to tell one powerful story. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other stories are just waiting for you out there on Ghana's coast?